I'm not a trad wife. I am as liberal as you can get, or leftist, I guess, as you can get. And I am learning things like gardening and making sourdough. I'd also really like to sign up for a Muay Thai class. I heard that's kind of the best martial arts style for real world potential hand-to-hand combat. And there are leftist accounts out there who do talk about, gardening and survival skills. They're not easy to find. Logan Grendel from Focused on Femininity, I'll tag their account below, talks a lot about container gardening for folks who don't have yards or have limited space or just want to grow their plants in a space or in containers so you can like grab them and go if you had to quickly evacuate or leave your area. So I'm gonna knead this bread, this sourdough. Again, this is about, if we have food shortages, whatever, that I have some basic skill sets to contribute to care for my family. And this is something that I've been talking to my clients about as a trauma therapist who are aware and paying attention to what's going on in the world, who are worried. Part of healing from trauma is learning how to connect to and create safety for ourselves and reparent ourselves. Okay, let me make sure I don't freak this up. This stuff's kind of sticky. Part of that is like boundaries and creating safe relationships, communication skills. Part of that is internal safety. Okay, let me see if I can remember how to do this real quick. Regulating, orienting, right? These kinds of skills. And, but also part of that is real, material 3D stuff, learning some basic survival skills, like talking about having, an emergency savings if you're able to save for that. Talking about, slowly buying up a survival kit, right? Or having a go bag ready. There's a lot of resources for that available online. And I do like to remind people that FEMA says on their own website that every American family should have 3 days of supplies, food, water, electricity, batteries. You can get small solar charged, cell phone battery chargers for pretty cheap, to have 3 days worth, and to not expect, FEMA in case of a disaster to respond for at least 3 days. I have a client who lives in one part of the state where there's just really one main highway to get up north about 3 hours to her parents' house. And we talked about printing out and having other routes to her parents' house in case there's a disaster. That's where they would like to go. That, are not using that main one freeway in case that freeway is jammed with traffic and there's no cell phone signal or GPS available, to print out emergency instructions. I have a plan with my family that we would meet here if there was ever an emergency to check in case cell phone communication went down. So, this isn't to scare. What I tell my clients and, what I've learned from watching disaster prep videos and trainings, which you can find online, that are done by the Red Cross or whatever. They're not all these right-wing doomer prep people, although that is a lot of content, is to start with one thing at a time. Can you buy a couple of jugs of water? And y'all, if you think my sourdough is too sticky, about stuff, maybe I need to add some more flour. You can totally comment on this video. It's kind of sticky. But yeah, So, okay, I think I'm gonna put this back in the bowl. It's been a minute. It's been a few minutes. Start with like water. Just every grocery trip, grab a couple of extra gallons. We purchased like a box of like MREs. I keep some extra frozen meals in the freezer. Like I said, we have solar powered chargers. What else? Flashlights, a compass, maps. But you don't have to get it all at once. Have all your documents in one place, all of that. Oh, you know what? I should use one of those little fucking scrapey things. Oh, I don't know if I could get to it. Yeah, crap. Ha. Yeah, so start with what you can, where you can, with what you have available. Take it one thing at a time, one paycheck at a time. Buy, $10 worth of extra supplies, $5, whatever you can get, or go to your food bank and stock up. And then the last most important thing is get to know your neighbors. I'm lucky we have family very, very close by in the area. And, I have a large extended like Mexican family here in the community. And we really banded together during COVID to share resources. And I know not everyone has that luxury or that privilege, but I really want to encourage you to, just go say hi, like introduce yourself, say your name. It starts small. You don't have to be best friends with people to be in community with people. You don't even have to really like people to be in community with people. You just have to know who knows how to do what around me, and what are like resources that we have to share. So I'm gonna wash my hands. I hope you all have a good day. Take good care of yourself, and we will talk soon.